Eating locally grown organic foods has many benefits, preserving the environment and your health, just to name a few. Here to share a delicious organic recipe with a flavor reminiscent of a Thanksgiving stuffing is Leslie Cerier, organic chef and author of 51 cookbooks, including gluten-free recipes for the conscious cook. Leslie, thanks so much for being here. 51 cookbooks.
Actually, just 5.
Just 5. Oh, here we go. 51 to 5. 5 cookbooks.
5 cookbooks, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and, you know, it's just really fun.
Thank goodness.
Creating recipes.
If you made 51 cookbooks, I would have to say you're like in the Guinness Book of World Records if you did that.
Well, I look good for 107,
huh? Exactly. That's so funny. Well, you're here to make an organic recipe. What is that recipe?
This is a really quick and easy recipe that you could do most times of the year. It's a quinoa and shiitake mushroom pilaf.
Wow, very good. So can we get started?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
So let me put this down. Now, how can I help you with this?
Let's cut some celery together.
Okay.
This is all from the local harvest, even the shiitake mushrooms, local organic gardener. Local celery, this is a leek I cut up, even a red bell pepper, which we'll use as a gorgeous little garnish for after we've cooked the whole dish.
Great. Now, what are the benefits of eating organic?
The benefits of eating organic is the tastiest and most nutritious. So you want to eat well, you want to be healthy, and good for the planet.
And you like what tastes good, right? Yes, exactly.
Good for the planet, good for you.
Very good. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to cut with you because we'll have to share this cutting board. But unless...
Let's
we'll share. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good at sharing. I'm a team sport player.
Now, this is a different kind of knife.
Yeah, this is a ceramic knife. It's made of zirconium. Never needs sharpening, so I've had it for many, many years, and I just keep going.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Never needs sharpening. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So I'll use a metal knife, though.
Okay.
It's sharp enough. So, Leslie, how did you get started in organic cooking?
Well, I've always loved to eat. I've been an eater for a very, very long time.
We'll be good friends.
And I was always an athlete, so for me, food was always important. And I got started cooking over 20 years ago. I started doing it professionally.
Wow.
A good friend of mine left town and said, Leslie, take over. I was like, really?
Wow, surprise, surprise.
So I've been having fun with it for over 20 years. I've been teaching and traveling the country teaching, writing almost 51 cookbooks.
Almost 51. You know what? You're going to get there. You are, with the help of the viewers, you'll get 51, right?
Yeah, and let me give you a little chopping tip. Always use the back of the blade so you don't dull your knife.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
And you can see it's actually got a flatness here, so it'll just push things over.
What a nice tip. I've always just, you know, scooted it along.
Yeah, most people do.
Well, that's good. So what are some of your signature recipes?
My signature recipes are usually what goes with the local harvest all the time. So, for instance, like I make a wonderful hummus, and different times of the year I'll make a roasted red pepper. Sometimes I'll use parsley and scallion. I do vegetarian sushi. People love that for catering, or it's just a great everyday dish.
Vegetarian sushi, that's
yeah, I kind of specialize in quick meals with real whole foods.
Now tell me about your latest cookbook. What is the main theme?
The main theme of this cookbook, because it is called Gluten-Free Recipes for the Conscious Cook, it's a seasonal vegetarian cookbook, so I'm combining, that's probably a good amount of celery, I think.
Okay, great.
I'll just finish this one. I'm combining using a wealth of gluten-free grains with the seasonal bounty.
Now, gluten-free, you hear about that a lot. Who is that? Some people can't have gluten in their diet.
That's right.
So these are all recipes that someone can make without gluten.
Exactly.
So it's great for someone. And what exactly, you know, is the main feature in those ingredients? I mean, is it that you're not using wheat?
Well, actually, there are 3 types of grains that have gluten, and that's the wheat family, which would also include like kamut and spelt, bulgur, farro. There's a whole bunch of wheat.
Okay.
Couscous included, as well as rye and barley.
So it's the type of wheat that you're cooking with.
Well, all the wheats have gluten, which gives elasticity, which makes bread rise, which leaves probably hundreds of other grains that don't have gluten.
Oh, I see.
So for me, Gluten-Free Recipes for the Conscious Cook is celebrating the Earth's bounty. It's not about deprivation. For me, I'm not gluten-free. This is about opening a world of healthy eating pleasure.
Yes, and everyone loves to celebrate, right, Leslie? We love to celebrate. So what's the next step in this recipe?
Let's cut up some shiitake mushrooms. So we always take the cap. The cap is what we cut. You can use the stem for soup stock, and I even make a flavored vinegar with the stems.
Now, do you have to use shiitake mushrooms?
You can always substitute. So if you've got some white button mushrooms, feel free to use those. Some portobello mushrooms, feel free to use those. If you've got some wild chanterelles, feel free to use them.
Feel free to use any mushroom you want.
Any mushroom you want. This one happens to be local, which is wonderful. I love that. Supporting my local farmer, and he's an amazing farmer, puts a lot of love and passion into what he grows, so that goes into my pot as well, so thank you.
Love, passion, and healthy organic food. Look at that.
So we are ready to cook.
Okay, so what's the next step?
The next step here is we'll heat up our fry pan, because this recipe is about a 15-minute recipe, so it's quick, it's yummy. This is a quinoa shiitake pilaf, so if you want to eat it as is, you can. If you want to stuff it into a pepper or a squash for Thanksgiving, go ahead. Yeah,
it could be your newest Thanksgiving meal, right? Or dish on the table. So you just are heating that up.
Yep.
Now, where can we find out where we can get the produce from local farmers? Is there a resource that someone can find where they can buy it?
Well, in the back of Gluten-Free Recipes for the Conscious Cook is a mail-order resource section. So if you don't know where your local farmer's market is, feel free to look in there and get the website for that. Ask. For me, I'm always in touch with the local farmers. So you can call me.
And now you teach cooking classes locally.
I teach locally as well as all over the country. I'm very, very lucky to teach in spas and yoga centers as well as local.
Wow. So you're inspiring people all over, too.
Yeah.
Great.
It's fun.
Now here you have water boiling. Is it boiling now, or is it already boiled?
I boiled it, so it's hot, and that also makes things quick. If you want to use boiling water, have it ready.
Okay.
So this, we're just going to add about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And this, another local source. A neighbor of mine has cousins in Greece. So I'm like, sure, I'll support you.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, of course. Very good.
Why not? So I try to get as much as I can local organic, and then whatever I can't get local organic, I just go for organic, because again, I'm looking for taste and nutrition.
Taste and nutrition, exactly, yes.
It's quite easy. So we're just waiting for this to, there we go.
Okay.
Once the pan is hot, we'll add our oil, and then we'll saute our vegetables, the leeks, the celery, and the shiitake mushrooms.
And these are cut up enough? Because they're going to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can, it depends whether you like things to just be little accents and specks in your pilaf, or whether you want to say there's chunks,
There's chunks. I do want to say there's chunks, so we're going to leave them this size. Okay, so don't go anywhere, because we're going to come back a little later and show you the finished result. But for more, everyone, we're back in the kitchen. I'm with Leslie Cerier, and we finished the quinoa, and it is plated right here. It looks delicious. So actually, we have to make sure you have a plate as well, Leslie.
Oh,
so
yes.
Here it is.
Here it is. Here's the dish, which looks kind of nice. Grains also have a very neutral color. So sometimes you can take a vegetable that's in the dish, like the celery, and could have chopped it up.
Yeah.
But we've still got some red bell peppers, so why not have the dish mirror the gorgeousness it could be?
So colorful, healthy. Look at that.
Full of antioxidants, full of fiber.
It's full of everything. Thank you so much, Leslie.